So Kelsey Plum is probably the biggest name free agent that is available. Obviously, the best one right now seems to be Satu. I honestly think that, what's her name, could be up there as well, Gabby Williams. But the biggest name is Kelsey Plum. Kelsey Plum is a bigger name than Satu Sabally, without question. But today we're going to be talking about something that I've talked about in videos, but it's now getting like some traction in like articles. It's getting some traction all around the internet. And it is the conversation of where Kelsey Plum will end up. And there is one theory that I'm like, it actually could. There's only one situation it happens, but this is if you are the Las Vegas Aces, you really want this to happen, because I don't think there's any other way you're getting an all-star back for Plum. Either way, though. So, quickly, I'll just scroll through this. I saw this article here as I was starting from Megan L. Hall about where they think they will end up. But Kelsey Plum, obviously background, what position they play. With her departure, many key pieces, including Kelsey Plum, might not stay. It's unclear if Plum has played her last game. They'll likely look to a sign and trade. Oh, where's the speculation? Why? Where's the speculation? But for me, I've heard some theories, and I like, you know what? I actually kind of like the Kayla Thornton, Steph Talbot one for them, which is an interesting one if you go to the Valkyries. If you're the Aces and you're thinking, hey, Chelsea Gray's on the way out, and you can get maybe Steph Talbot in 5. If you're going for it this year and you're the Aces, I think going to the Valkyries is probably the best option, because, again, Kelsey Plum can veto trade. So, like, I don't think Kelsey Plum's leaving the Aces for basketball reasons. But people are still talking about this. 3 reasons why the Fever should consider the Kelsey for Kelsey trade. For me, there's one reason and one reason only why the Fever should consider it. And if you guys agree that there's only one reason why the Fever should consider it, and this being the reason, subscribe. We are trying to hit, honestly, lads, we're trying to hit 40.8k by the end of the day. 41k by the end of the month is our goal. And if we get 30 subscribers a day, we're hitting that. But yeah, so the reality of the situation is, the only reason is if Kelsey Mitchell asks out. If she does not want to play for the Indiana Fever, that is the only way I am trading Kelsey Mitchell for anybody. Even though there are players that I think that might be better fits. Like, for me personally, I think as far as fit is concerned, there is a possibility that if you're looking to win a championship, having someone like an Ariel Atkins is better than having a Kelsey Mitchell. But we're yet to see it. That backcourt of Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell, with Kelsey Mitchell playing as the damn wide receiver, off the ball cutter, we only saw that team for 10 games, and in those 10 games, the team went 8-2 and looked like championship contenders. That is how good they were when they played Clark ball instead of sides ball. When she ended up being some version of Kate Martin on freaking steroids that played for Iowa. When they played Clark ball instead of sides ball, Kelsey Mitchell was unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. And I think you keep Kelsey Mitchell for a year to see how that works out. But let's take a look at the reasons. So, no locker room drama in Indiana. I don't think, there is no locker room drama in general. Despite a couple instances with Alyssa Smith, her relationship with Dejanay, and how she stacked her tense moments with Fever fans, teams overall had a healthy relationship. There's been no locker room drama within the team. There's been locker room drama outside the team caused by it. Like Dejanay, any locker room drama has probably been caused by Dejanay. And I don't even think it has, because if you look at how the players interact with Alyssa Smith, I don't think there's an issue there. It's just Dejanay has caused drama on social media, which in fairness to the Fever, they did a good job of stopping. But having a solid number 2 scoring option, having both Kelsey Plum and Caitlin Clark in the same roster, we give them 2 of the best scorers in NCAA history. You do realize Kelsey Mitchell is 1 spot behind Kelsey Plum, right? Or maybe 2 with Diaja Fair, but still. I think, did Diaja Fair play an extra year? Either way, Kelsey Mitchell scored more points than Kelsey Plum last year. And she's a proven winner. And that's one thing where it's but I find it really hard to knock players in bad situations. As in, if Kelsey Plum, let's just say hypothetically, Kelsey Plum, they made the trade. Kelsey Plum was meant to be traded to Chicago Sky on draft day. Let's say she ends up in the Sky and they don't win anything. They don't win in 2021 and stuff doesn't happen. She doesn't end up on a super team. it doesn't change her as a player. It's just a situation. Like, I think Kelsey Mitchell is somebody that Christy Sides destroyed in the playoffs, not herself. But I personally think that there's no reason why Kelsey Mitchell shouldn't be the first priority. Because even if Kelsey Plum is better, even if she ends up being better, she is a proven winner. I still think when it comes to Kelsey Mitchell, is I think she deserves 1 year to be on a really good winning team and see. So for me, if Kelsey Mitchell says she no longer wants to play for the Indiana Fever, and the Indiana Fever are offered the Kelsey for Kelsey swap, I am saying yes 100% of the time. But that's it. That is it. And if you are the Aces, you better be hoping that she is available. Because I don't think, for example, Kelsey Plum, who is a huge player, who's been in big markets, is going to say, okay, going to Washington. And again, it's always the player I use, but I'm just so high on Ariel Atkins as a player. Like, I think that she could be somebody that, if the Aces swapped her for Kelsey Plum, could improve that team too, just because of her defense. But Kelsey Plum's going to okay it, and I genuinely think that Kelsey Plum is probably going to only okay if they can get her to the Sparks, if they can get her to the Valkyries, or if they can get her to the Fever. Because they're the three biggest markets in the WNBA right now. Outside, and New York. Vegas, LA, Golden State, Indiana, and New York. Indiana purely because they have Caitlin Clark. But they get the most eyes on them. And like, that's something that will matter for Kelsey Plum. But there's no circumstance where I even entertain this if you're the Fever unless Kelsey Mitchell asks out. And if you are if you're looking at trade packages, the Sparks can offer nothing to the Aces. They can offer nothing of note because they're not giving Rakia Jackson, they're not giving number 2, and they're not giving Cameron Brink. So, and obviously Diarra Gambi's not going back to Vegas. So if you're looking, you want to send her to the Sparks, if you're the Aces, you're getting, you're basically getting, Steph Talbot's even gone. So who are you even getting? Like, take Lee Yaroo as a backup center, and I don't even know. Like Lexi Brown and hope she's okay. Take Ray Burrell after she's probably going to do well in Unrivaled. Like, that's basically what you're going to be getting for Kelsey Plum. Because, again, the Sparks are going to, they might trade young-ish players like a Ray Burrell because they're trying to win because they don't want their pick this year. And then if you're going to the Valkyries, again, you're getting Kayla Thornton. You're not even going to get Kayla Thornton 5. They're not going to give up that. You're probably getting Kayla Thornton and like Steph Talbot, which is, again, gives your team a little bit more depth, but like suddenly Kayla Thornton is your small forward and you're looking to win a ring replacing Kelsey Plum with Kayla Thornton. That's not going to happen either. So if you're the Aces, this is like your last hope. If you want to try run it back and maybe win 3 out of 4, your last hope, heck, even to be a contender. I'm sorry. As good, A'ja Wilson's great. As good as A'ja Wilson is, A'ja Wilson is not good enough to beat this version of the Liberty, the Lynx, by herself. And Jackie, in fairness, with Jackie Young, is great as well. But if you replace Kelsey Plum for Kelsey Mitchell, you've gone like for like. You've got a better scorer in Kelsey Mitchell, pretty much a worse defender, because Kelsey Plum can be a bit of a pest at times, though. So, yeah, it's kind of their last hope. Their last hope really is that Kelsey Mitchell asks out from the Indiana Fever, which is unlikely, which is really, really unlikely. And I think of teams pursuing this, I think this is something the Aces should try to pursue if Kelsey Mitchell wants to leave. But at the end of the day, the Fever would be idiots to say yes to this, especially right now, because Kelsey Mitchell hasn't really got a good run at it. And if she wants to stay, obviously she is the first priority.